Okay, hello everybody. Swiftwater coming back to you out in the field, making another video. Out here on a GPAA claim, which I'm not going to disclose which one it is. The reason why is because I've found a honey hole and I really don't want to give it up yet. I'm going to work it pretty good this year. Anyway, what I want to kind of point out right now is, number one, you got to be about half mountain goat to get down in here. It's took me about an hour and a half. I've got my equipment down in here. You can see out here behind me, you'll notice there's a big horseshoe. You'll notice I like to work those horseshoes. Seems like it's a good builder for gold. But I want to point out that I'm not working the creeks here in this horseshoe. I'm actually working way back in the middle. The reason why is because I would like to think anywhere from 500 to 1,000 years ago, what might have been there. Maybe some decomposing mountains. It's coming away. We do have a little place that a trommel system used to set quite a few years ago. So I'm kind of in there where the trommel used to be. He was there for a reason. And well, I did my homework, did my test panning. Last year I did find some good gold there, so I'm actually going to bring a dry washer down. I've got a Keen 140. We're going to go through pretty much the setup of the Keen 140. It's a nice dry washer, runs off of leaf blower engines. I know on my last videos I tell people, you know, I'm trying to get away from gas, oil, and tools, but on this location right here, I'm going to do a lot of input. I'm going to show you, like I said, the setup of the dry washer. I've noticed some videos, there's some guys that got their riffles upside down on a dry washer. They might not have been taught right. You know, you never can tell. But anyway, we're going to be in the middle of this big horseshoe, and the reason why is because this horseshoe is built through the years off this one mountain over here. It's actually been built, and then built in. We got a sandy layer over here on the back side where the water washes across the mountains. We got a rocky layer on this side, but I'm going in here where this trommel used to be. Anyway, like I said, it's going to take me a little bit to get down there and get set up. It's took me about 2 trips to get my stuff down in here. Like I said, you got to be about a half mountain goat to get in here. It's kind of warm today, I think it's going to hit 101 today here in Arizona. It's supposed to get, temperature's supposed to get a little bit better. But got little pools of water around, so if I want to do some panning, I can. Other than that, we're going to do some dry washing, get a little dirty. Of course, dust is going to fly. That's typical. But anyway, just stick around. We're going to get down here and get set up. And then I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at, what I found. It is quite deep where I'm at, so I'm glad I didn't have to dig that deep. The erosion's kind of helped me out a little bit by making a big covey hole in there. But I'll show you the old riverbed, old rock bed that I'm actually looking at, and it's actually got quite a bit of gold. But anyway, stick around. Like I said, we'll be back in just a little bit. Hang in there. Well, I'm down here in a honey hole, like I was telling you, and last year it started out about right in here. You can see here behind me how the erosion this year, since we've had a couple good ground pounding rains, has actually knocked a lot of the top fluff down in my hole. So obviously I got a lot of work ahead of me. But what I did want to show you is a little bit right in here, right below this dirt, you see this sand layer. The sand layer comes down into the rock layer. This rock layer is about, what you can't see is because the fluff's in here, this rock layer is about 3 feet deep. Anyway, this rock layer is what I'm wanting. This rock layer and all these gravels, that's where the gold's hiding out. And well, like I said, I've got a lot of digging ahead of me. Got a lot of work to do. What I'm going to do is kind of take this hole over this way and work it off this bench. We're like on where the backhoes and stuff was coming in here and taking the front end loaders. That's what we're actually looking at. But like I said, I've lost at least, I'd say, a good 4 feet of fluff down in this hole. I tried to bury it a little bit last year so nobody could find it. Not being greedy, I just didn't want nobody digging in my hole because, you know, I want to come over here and test it and everybody else stays along the creek. So if I do the homework, I kind of want to keep it to myself. Anyway, I've already got the Keen set up. The engine's fueled and ready to go. I'm not going to do too much filming of me shoveling, strictly because of the fact that I am out here by myself. And I just ain't got enough time to do all the camera work and stuff, but I will periodically show myself working, I reckon, and shoveling it in. But anyway, like I said, I got a lot of work to do right now, and hopefully I can get a little more cloud cover back over me. It's not quite a hot day in Arizona, But like I said, we've had a couple ground pounding rains, so I got to get down in here into the dry dirt and get all this stuff fluffed back up. Anyway, stick around. We'll get this baby rolling and get her humming. Another thing I did want to show you is kind of the setup of the Keen dry washer, which, hang on just a second. Here's the Keen dry washer right here that I got set up. I've actually got it set up so it's going to roll down the hill. What I did want to show one fine piece about this machinery is, number one, Pat Keen makes a darn fine machine. If you guys are thinking about getting into dry washing, always go with some Keen sluice boxes, anything like that. You can find them at a lot of places. In California, I like Joey Wilson's place, 49er Gold Miner Supply. Anyway, the riffles, in a sluice box, the riffles are going to be so the water goes down. In this particular set, the riffles are actually going to go up. You want to capture the gold in the riffles up above, and then let the rocks go down underneath. It's real easy. You just slide it in more or less, push it under the lip up in the front, and give it a simple lockdown. Anyway, give Keen a check out. You can look Keen up on the internet. You can look 49 Miner Supply up. Gold Prospectors, goldprospectors.com. Adventures in Prospecting. I mean, he's on there. You can find him anywhere. Anyway, stick around. I'm going to sit here and do a little digging, and then as soon as I get down to where I want to be, I'll turn the camera back on and let you see the gravel benches of what I'm talking about that you want to actually get. So like I said, stay around. We're going to get to it. I know there's gold here. It's going to happen. All right. Well, I can show you a little bit of the hole, but I've had a lot of it fall back in on me again. The stuff up top's just real flimsy. I'm getting about the top foot and a half of the gravel bar that I'm looking for, and then I got that whole 2 foot of sand on top of it, which I did a little test on that before I started digging real hard, and the sand's got gold in it as well. Not as much as the gravel bar, but it does hold gold. I've probably ran out of that hole this morning, I'd say anywhere from 24 to 27 buckets, roughly. I'm sitting here taking a break now to find me a good shade tree. Sun's getting a little hot on my head, even though I do got my little straw hat. I always want to remind you guys, if you're out here in the desert, and if you don't come with water, you're crazy. Number one, you're going to pass out, you're going to see stars, and you're going to be gone. This heat, it doesn't seem like it's that hot until you actually get doing something. Like I said, I don't have much hair, but what hair I do have, it's very wet. Anyway, like I said, I've ran quite a few buckets and did a couple test pans. I've looked around here. There's a couple other places I'd like to try to dig, but right now I know where the gold's at, so I'm going to pretty much stick to it. If you're out in the desert, take breaks every now and then. Like I said, if you start getting hot and you're really feeling it, I could just advise you to take a break. Earlier on we had some good cloud cover, and now we got broken up patches of clouds here and there. Right now I'm in a pretty big open spot, and I can already feel my head's got a little sunburn today, but I got my hat on in time for that. But I was going to show you running the dry washer a little bit, but hey, if you've been out in the desert, if you watch YouTube, you've seen how a dry washer's ran. I don't prefer to get my camera too close to the dry washer. It kind of blows a lot of dust. I kind of like to keep this camera nice and new, since it is anyway. That way I can keep making these videos. Anyway, like I said, I just want to show you guys, or tell you guys a little bit about the water situation in the desert. Always bring it. Never fails. You're going to need it one way or another. And anyway, stick around if I get time, and if I get down where I can show you that good rock bench, I'm definitely going to get in there and show it to you. Like I said, it's about 3 foot deep. I was going to run it to the right. I ran it to the right, found out I'm going into more dirt and old loose cobbles from the trommel, so I'm coming back to the left where the sand and the gravel bar is. So to the left must be where the front end loader kind of left off. But let me get down there, and I might show you. It might not be today, it could be tomorrow. You never can tell how much digging I got to do. But anyway, like I said, stick around. We're going to be right back here in a little bit, and we'll check you out. Next day. We're back out here this morning on day 2. I'm going to show you a little bit about dry washing. I'm going to just shovel it in, let you see the dry washer working. If you haven't seen it on YouTube, you can look some other ones up. I want to get at a smart point. My motor, when I run my motor, I don't run it wide open. I don't want it to blow anything out. You don't have to. All you got to do is have a good dance with the rocks and enough to push up the dust. Just take a look, keep an eye on things, and let me show you a little bit. Just a little bit over a quarter away going. That's all you need. Save more gas. It's dirty. As you can tell, I ain't wearing any different clothes today. I don't see the sense of it. Once you take a shirt like this home, it doesn't come clean. Alright, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to work a little bit. Come back. Could be showing you a little bit more in a different spot. Could be showing you clean up at home. I'm not going to clean up anything out here, but when I clean up, you'll be surprised. Might show you in a minute. I'll show you that gravel bench. If I can get it cleared off enough where you can see it, bring it back and let you see it. Stay in there, babe. Just got this out clear enough now I can show you. It took me about a half an hour to get there. Well, it took me about a day and a half actually. It's probably about 9 o'clock in the morning now, maybe 8. The sun's coming up just at the right place. But anyway, like I was telling you, you can see, if you look right up here, you'll see a flat shelf. That's an old caliche layer from way back, a long time ago. And I'm talking it's a while because there's a good 4 feet of overburden on there. I've already tested the overburden, in which it does look brown. It does got nice little gravels in it. Not a lick of gold, none. So under this hard pack right here is this fine sand. That fine sand, it's got gold in it, but it's not real heavy. The gold it's actually got in it, I'd say you get, if I went and took a pan of this sand, I'd probably get about 20, 30 flakes. Now from here down, and I got, like I said, there's another 2 feet below this because all this stuff fell in my hole, but there's another 2 feet. But right here, we're just getting ready, getting to these big cobbles. You can see these big rocks, and they're hard packed. They're stationed. I mean, they're put together. I got to take a little bitty pick and my big pick to break them apart. But that's where the gold's holding up. They're holding up real good, holding up solid. And like I said, out of a bucket full of material here, you'll have a stripe at a sluice box, probably about a ½ inch wide. So it's pretty much loaded. It's loaded with flowed gold. Hope my cleanup's as good as what I think it's going to be. Like I said, I'm using a dry washer. Usually I'm using the Gold Cradle rocker box. I've tried it out here and had a couple good cleanups on it as well. But I figured I'd come out here to use a dry washer. That way I could move twice as much material, and it's also dry. There's no there's water here, but it's 500 feet that way. And I'll tell you folks, if you carry 2 5-gallon buckets full for 500 feet, you'll probably get about 12 buckets in before you're killing yourself. I've tried it, and it's rough. Anyway, I wanted to show you the cobbles. I wanted to show you what to look for. Like I said, we've got a 2.5 foot sand area, and then we've got the thick packed cobbles. like I said, this horseshoe is built in through the years. It used to cut straight across the back of the mountain, but it's built in, built in, built in, built in, built in. So this has been some good floods right here. Since there's sand here, this has been a good flood. And then you can tell we had a real dry year because it went to like a caliche layer. It's about that thick. And as you can see, I got a 2x4 up in there. It ain't really holding much though. I did have a rock come down on my arm last night out of there. And well, surprised me because I didn't see it coming. So always be aware when you're digging in underneath dirt. I've tried not to get underneath this dirt. I've tried to stay out in front of it. But like I said, every time you tap a rock, if you tap the rock, you see all the sand moving. So you got to be real careful. They'll come right out and get you. And you don't even know they're there until they fly out. So always be aware of your surroundings. Pay attention to what's going on. And every now and then take a look over your back. I've already seen a mountain lion this morning, which I don't know if he surprised me or I surprised him, but as soon as I bang that shovel on a rock, he didn't hang around too long. Luckily enough, there's enough animals around here that they're not starving, and it looked like a small female, but still, you get a cat that big, it's not too much fun to mess with. But anyway, like I said, just keep a look around, keep back up a little bit and see what's going on that way. You know, keep safe, keep the kids safe if they're with you. Don't let them get underneath in the holes, and have fun with it. Get out there and get prospecting. Anyway, that's what I wanted to show you a little bit of today, and when I come back, I'll be showing you probably the cleanup, unless I think of something else that I might have forgot, which I don't think I did too much anyway. But like I said, I'll show you a good cleanup, and we'll go from there. So just hang out. Let's see if I can get it done. Okay. Now I've finally got down to where I could actually really show it to you. And you can actually see this gravel layer in here. Big cobbles like this, little bitty ones like this. There, plenty of quartz. I mean, I'm finding still tons of quartz coming out of this hole. As you can tell, it almost looks like a cement. But once you let the air get to it a little bit and it dries out, it comes right out pretty quick. It's getting pretty hot out here today now. I can't wait for about another month when this stuff's pretty good. Anyway, like I said, I was going to go this way and it all went to dirt, so I'm going to go back in this direction. And we'll see what's going to have. Cleanup ought to be pretty nice, I can guarantee you that. Anyway, we'll get back to it. I just wanted to show you. All right, just for fun, I want to show you guys a little bit of where I'm at. As you can see, I'm going to do a little 360 here. Let me kind of ease in here a little bit more. Right over there is the little trail that I come down. You can't see it, but it's over there. Anyway, I'm going to show you all the way around here, just to show you what kind of hole I'm actually setting in. It's a pretty good one, I can guarantee you that. We've got bigger mountains over here on the side. Like I said, I'm down here in this creek in the horseshoe. You got to be about half mountain goat to get down here, and it takes a lot to pack my equipment down for sure. Got a little tree in the way here, so I'll skip by it real quick. And that's the back side of it. Come all the way back around, and over there is where the old trommel system used to run. You can see the road still there. How they got a trommel system down here as big as it was and some bulldozers, it must have took some real good mechanics. And then if you look real close over here, you'll see that's the aqua fria that runs in there right there, and comes around and does the horseshoe. Anyway, just thought you guys would like to see a little bit where I'm at. It's something else, I'm telling you. Just now getting a little bit of wind, so shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, back to work. Later. All right, well, here I am, back in town again. It's a grueling 2 days down there. Hot, dusty, dirty, but that's part of prospecting. That's part of the fun. That's why kids like to do it so much. Anyway, back here, I'm just going through and working my stuff through the Gold Cradle rocker box. Not only is it a good tool in the field, but like I said in my early videos, it's 100 all-around best processing machine that I found. Not only can you use it in the field around large rocks, in a creek, on gravel benches, or in the desert, it doesn't matter. You can even bring your stuff home and use it for a cleanup box. That's just how efficient it is. I'm sitting here, like I said, I'm running just the last of my stuff here, getting it all taken down. Make sure I get all my excess rocks and all my excess black sands washed out of the ribbed rubber matting on the bottom and out of the carpet. I want all the excess black sands out of my miner's moss up here at the top as well. If I don't have to paint it, I don't choose not to. I choose not to. I mean, like I said, it's an all-around efficient machine. Doesn't matter if you're using it in the field, if you're using it along a creek, doesn't matter if you're using it for cleanup. It works. 99.9% of the gold. I'm actually curious to see what kind of gold I'm going to get since I did out there in my honey hole. I know the gold's there, but like I said, I had to dig a lot of the fluff out, which took up a lot of the time, a lot more time than what I actually wanted to do. Said you look at that water, wash that right back and forth. Let that water do the work for you, folks. Don't try to kill yourself. All right. I think we're good enough now. We can sit here and do a little cleanup for you and see what we got finally. I'm kind of curious myself. I didn't do any kind of cleanup down on the field. I wanted to actually wait till I got home. Once again, always look through your top, make sure no pickers, no nuggets, which boy I wish there was. Anyway, like I said earlier times, get a little water in your pan. Number one, you pull your first miner's moss out. As you can tell, it's nice and loaded up. It's got nice black sands in it. If there's any pickers, it's going to definitely be in here. Turn that over in your gold pan. Wash off your metal plate. Hang out your miner's moss. Make sure you give that miner's moss a good stretching. That way if there is any pickers inside of it, it's going to fall out in your pan. You don't want anything to stay behind that you are really wanting. Alright, so that. Number two is going to be the carpet in the inside once again. Flip it over. If you ever run a sluice box, you know how to clean this carpet off real quick. Get her rolling real good. Make sure you get her rinsed out. And then we're going to take our metal grate out. That creates the eddies. And then our ribbed rubber matting on the bottom. That cleans out there quite quickly. And folks, I still haven't found any gold in this ribbed rubber matting, so I know the first two things are catching it quite well. And let's see, pull this off here like so, just to get the last of the stuff out of it. Just all the excess stuff, in case anything did hang up in there. Alright. Alright, let's get over here and do us a little cleanup. Always remember the gold, 19 times heavier in water. It's not going to come out of the pan. Make sure you stratify it real good. Like I said, I always take it down to where I'm seeing black sands. I give it another stratify again. The reason why I want everything, if it's anything stuck in the black sands, I want it to fall down. I don't want it to come out of my pan. I'm actually, instead of the super sluice this time, I'm using the pan I got from the GPA. It's got 3 riffles in it instead of just 2 big ones. Of course, I'm not looking for nuggets. I think I got more fine gold in here and everything. Does feel good to be back underneath another shade tree. I know you can still see the little sun on me, but it's a lot shadier than the spot where I was at down there. Not to mention I got my cup of coffee back. Alright, as you notice, there's a lot of black sands that I've got working in here. Oh yeah, I'm seeing some good gold in here already. Now, since I panned this out a little quick and I know it's flour gold, I'll probably be rerunning this tub just to make sure I got it all. If you work that hard for it, you want to keep it in there, that's for sure. As you can see right now, I'm actually, instead of putting it all the way back in my pan, I'm kind of using them riffles to shake it up, still keeping everything in the riffles instead of bringing it all the way back. Sometimes you can do that and get away with it. Alright, like I was saying, we cleaned up in the gold cradle rocker box. I started to pan it out and I just had too much black sand, so I went ahead and ran it through a blue bowl. And, well, like I said, this is what I got right here for a day and a half. Wish I could have got more, but hey, that's prospecting. You know, I did have to dig out a lot of fluff. Anyway, like I said, not too bad for a day and a half. Okay, well, I'll be making another video here before long. Might be going up to Prescott, I don't know. I've said that a couple times. I've still remained to make it up that way. I should have had a little bit more gold than this, but like I said, I had about 4 to 5 foot of fluff dirt coming in my hole. It wasn't fun. It took me almost a day and a half to dig it all the way out just to get down to the rock bench. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I'd like to thank, number one, Jerry for making the gold cradle rocker box. Not only is it good in the field, good in the creek, and good for a cleanup machine. If you're interested, give him a look-see. Please do, goldcradle.com. There's a number on there. You can give him a call. He'll explain the ins and outs of everything. Also like to thank Keen Industries for, fine dry washer. They don't do bad of a job. They got a lot of equipment, so you might give them a look-see. If you guys are interested in getting some equipment, I always look up Gold Prospector's mining supply, gold Adventures in Gold Prospecting, I should say. Mining supply. It's Joey Wilson's place, and give him a look-see on adventuresinprospecting.com. The very informational shows he's got on there. It'll help you out a lot if you're just getting into gold prospecting. And another place, if you like to get a little more information and like to chat with other people, check out Gold Prospector Space. It's like a Facebook for gold prospectors. I'm on there. Lisa 24 Karat Craigle's on there. Quite a few people on there. Anyway, it's pretty informational, but give them a look-see. Anyway, until my next video, I guess this is going to be it for now. This is old Swiftwater, and remember what I always say, get out there and start living life before life isn't there to start living. I'll see you next time. Take care.